The rise in Bigfoot sightings, a closer look at the evidence and explanations. In recent years, reports of Bigfoot sightings across the United States, particularly in Illinois, have seen an alarming rise. According to a study published on WROK News Talk's website on February 6, 2025, the frequency of these sightings has prompted many people to investigate the phenomenon. While some researchers are quick to attribute the increase in sightings to the growing black bear population, others remain skeptical, questioning the validity of such explanations. The argument that the increasing numbers of bears may be responsible for these sightings is understandable at first glance. However, when examining the key differences between black bears and the creature that many believe to be Bigfoot, the theory begins to unravel. Bigfoot, often described as a large bipedal creature covered in fur, has been a part of American folklore for centuries. From the Pacific Northwest to the Appalachian Mountains, Bigfoot sightings have been reported across the country, but recent years have seen an uptick in these claims. In Illinois particularly, the sightings have increased, leading many to believe that something unusual is taking place. The study referenced in the WROK News Talk article sheds light on this rise in sightings, which have been reported across rural and forested areas of Illinois. These sightings often come with detailed descriptions of a large hairy creature, sometimes over 7 feet tall, walking upright on 2 legs. Witnesses often describe the creature as having a reddish-brown or dark fur, which is another key detail that separates it from the typical appearance of a black bear. One of the primary explanations offered by scientists and wildlife experts for the increased number of Bigfoot sightings is the growing black bear population in Illinois and neighboring regions. According to these experts, the rising bear population could account for some of the visual misidentifications. Black bears, after all, are large, and their increased numbers mean that more people are likely to encounter them in rural areas. The theory posits that the sightings of Bigfoot are simply cases of people misidentifying bears, especially in low light conditions or when viewed at a distance. However, this explanation doesn't hold up when scrutinized. Black bears, despite their size, are quadrupedal animals. They move on 4 legs. While they are capable of standing upright for short periods, they are not naturally bipedal creatures, unlike the creature described in many Bigfoot sightings. A person who witnesses a bear walking on 2 legs would likely notice the difference, especially given the distinctive posture of a bipedal creature like Bigfoot. Furthermore, black bears typically have dark black or brown fur, which contrasts with the reddish-brown or auburn fur commonly attributed to Bigfoot. The color and texture of the fur described by witnesses in Bigfoot sightings simply doesn't match that of a bear, which further weakens the argument that these creatures are being misidentified. The increase in Bigfoot sightings may be connected to other ecological changes, rather than simply the rising black bear population. As wildlife populations shift and adapt to human encroachment, it is possible that the range of various species, including Bigfoot, is expanding. Just as black bear numbers are increasing in Illinois, other species that are less understood or harder to detect may also be making their presence known. Ecologists have long noted that the balance of wildlife in any given area is a delicate one, influenced by factors like habitat destruction, climate change, and human activity. As forested areas are cleared or altered, species that were once elusive may find new territories to inhabit. This could include the elusive Bigfoot, if it exists, which may be adapting to changes in its environment in ways that we don't yet fully understand. Moreover, an increase in bear populations often leads to a shift in the habitats and behaviors of other species. As bears expand into new territories, they may drive other creatures to seek new areas or alter their patterns of movement. If Bigfoot, or something resembling it, does exist, this ecological shift might be contributing to more frequent sightings. In this sense, The rise in Bigfoot sightings could be seen as a byproduct of broader changes in the local ecosystem, rather than a mere case of misidentified animals. Despite the arguments put forth by scientists and wildlife experts, the mystery surrounding Bigfoot persists. Sightings of the creature often come with details that don't fit neatly into the framework of known animals. The fact that Bigfoot is described as walking bipedally, often with a distinctive gait, and covered in reddish-brown fur, suggests that it is unlike any creature currently recognized by science. If the creature does exist, it remains a mystery, one that refuses to be easily explained by traditional wildlife biology. Furthermore, the persistence of Bigfoot sightings, even in areas where there is little to no evidence of black bears, raises questions about the nature of these encounters. In many cases, witnesses report seeing the creature in remote, wooded areas, far from any bear population. These isolated sightings suggest that there may be a species or entity living in these areas that is yet to be discovered by modern science. While the theory that Bigfoot sightings are simply misidentified black bears is one that makes sense at first glance, it fails to account for the key differences between the two creatures. Black bears are quadrupedal, typically have darker fur, and do not exhibit the same bipedal behavior that is consistently described in Bigfoot sightings. As such, it is unlikely that the increasing number of Bigfoot reports can be solely attributed to rising bear populations. Instead, the phenomenon of Bigfoot sightings may be indicative of something more complex. It could be that changes in local ecosystems, combined with human expansion into previously undisturbed wilderness areas, are driving new species into view. Whether these species are undiscovered, misunderstood, or simply misunderstood by those who encounter them. As the debate continues, one thing is clear: the rise in Bigfoot sightings is not a trend that can be easily explained away. Until science is able to provide a definitive answer, the mystery of Bigfoot will likely remain an open question, for now. One question that needs to be addressed is that if the black bear population is increasing, isn't it possible that Bigfoot populations could be increasing for the same reasons?